So this is my Grand Warlord Radha deck. It's a pretty budget deck, but I think it's pretty cool. So we have 14 forests and 14 swamps. Then Calmly Garden, just for extra tokens. Mossware Bridge, Blighted Woodland, Timber Gorge, Gilgate Gate, Rugged Highlands, Treetop Village, because if we need it, gets extra mana when we attack with it, except for, well, it's just an extra attacker. Temple of the False God, and Command Tower. So that's our lands. Now we have Ramp with Soul Ring, of course, Elvish Mystic, Arbor Elf, Llanowar Elves, then Sakura Tribe Elder, Cryptolithrite, Soul Ring, and Cultivate. And then there's Commander Sphere, Course of Cruffix, and Zendikar Resurgent. So those are our ramp spells. Next we have card draw with Skull Clamp. This card's pretty nice because if we have any extra tokens, we could just pay one to turn them into 2 cards. Elvish Visionary, Harmonize, Staff of Nin, and then I have 2 cards that they're not technically card draw, but they can work kind of as card draw. Evolutionary Leap and Aid from the Cowl. These both work to if our creatures die, or this one can sacrifice our creatures, and then it'll get permanents. Well, this one, Evolutionary Leap will get creatures, and then Aid from the Cowl will just get any permanent, put it onto the battlefield, which is pretty nice. Now we have just some more kind of just creatures that work well, good creatures. Bloodlust Insider to give creatures haste. Goreclaw to make creatures cheaper. Helm of the Host, this works really well with our commander because if we have it on and at least 1 extra token for each creature we attack with, that's 2 mana. So that works really well. And then the more tokens you get, the more mana. Xenagos for ramp and more tokens. Overrun, pretty much like a card that'll we'll use it to take out 1 or 2 players, maybe all 3 players, but it's pretty nice. It gives all the creatures +2/+. Destructive Revelry, it's a random green, destroys artifact or enchantment, 2 damage to that permanent's controller. Just start off our removal. Reclamation Sage, Thrashing Brontodon. I really like this card because when it comes in, we can attack, and then we use the mana that we created from attacking with it to destroy an artifact or enchantment. Acidic Slime, Beast Within, Chaos Warp. Then there's Savage Twister, just when we attack with a lot of creatures, or if we need to, we can just blow all the creatures up. Comet Storm, this is late game, and you attack with a bunch of creatures, have a bunch of mana, but nothing to do with it. There you go. Clan Defiance, I really like this card. So you choose 1 or more, deal X damage to target creature with flying, X damage to target creature without flying, and X damage to target player. So we can just kill flying creature, kill a not flying creature, and deal damage to an opponent. Nav's Disc, just good board wipe. Hour of Devastation, it's actually a pretty good card in Commander. Blasphemous Act, and these are only if we really need to kill everything, because usually we don't want to be destroying all of our own creatures. Okay, and then we have Magus of the Moon, just in case somebody's playing 5 color. Prowling Serpopod to give all our creatures protection, so pretty much they can't be countered. Champion of Lambeholt to give creatures unblockable or make them unblockable. This card does not see any play, but I think it's really good because if we attack with a lot of creatures, we can just use all the mana that we created from those creatures to give it +1/+0 and just infect somebody, kill them. Savage Vent Maw, this card works really well because we can be creating 7 mana off of it and our commander. So, and it works also with Relentless Soul, or the one enchantment, whatever, that gives you extra combats, but I don't have one, and it's pretty budget deck. Garrick's Horde, to get because we have quite a few creatures in the deck, and now we can play with our library build, the top card of our library, and play if it's a creature card. So, and it's a 7/7 tripler. Breaker of Armies, we can just use this card and attack with it, and then all their creatures have to block, and then we get everything else unblocked. Mistcutter Hydra, this is very good in late game too, when we can just attack with all our creatures, generate a ton of mana, then make him ginormous. Then Thalid, just gets spore counters, creates more saplings. Vitaspore Thalid's the same thing, but now we can sacrifice him to give creatures haste. Jade Mage, 2 and a green to create sapling. Dragon Fodder, just 2 goblins. Goblin Assault creates a goblin token at the beginning of my upkeep. Handwire Garrison. This card is amazing in this deck. Just whenever we attack, create 2 1/1 red human creatures. With Grand Warlord Radha, that's 3 mana. It's already paid for itself, and now we can start casting a lot more things. Then once you do it multiple times, or this also works with Helm of the Host, and we could just create tons of humans and tons of mana. Nissa Voice of Zendikar, mainly to create 0/1 plants, and then also to put +1/+1 counters on everything. The ultimate doesn't really matter. Thalid Germinator, just another one of the fungus guys that creates saplings. Spore Swarm, 3 1/1 saplings. Spore Sour Thalid, it just creates more saplings, but it also, if we have other ones, it also puts an extra spore counter on them. And From Beyond, at my upkeep, I get a 1/1 Eldrazi Scion, which is really nice. Getting a lot of tokens. Savage Thalid, it's just another one of the sapling spore counters. Sporloth Ancient, this just makes it so that all of my fungus guys can remove 2 counters instead of 3 to create 1/1 saplings. Michaeloth, if we have a ton of saplings, sacrifice them to this, and then the next turn we just get tons, and tons and tons of tokens. It's really nice, really good card in Commander in any token deck that runs green. Siege Gang Commander, 5 mana, we get 3 1/1 goblins off of it, so it's 5 power in 4 bodies, which is pretty nice. Then, probably one of my favorite cards, Tendershoot Dryad. This card is just so good. It'll just create so many tokens, and then we probably will get the City's Blessing very soon, because we are creating a lot of tokens, and then they all become 3/3s. In one turn rotation, we get 4 3/3s. That's really good. Chandra Flamecaller, it's mainly only for the +1, 2, 3/1s that will generate us 2 more mana, and they have haste. Dragon Lair Spider, it's kind of like Tendershoot, but in some cases better, because it can create just a ton of 1/1 green insects whenever an opponent casts a spell, so that's really nice. Hornet Queen, this can drag or slow down the game, stop people from attacking you, because it creates 4 1/1 green insects with flying and death touch. Nobody's really going to be attacking you unless they have tokens too, but then yours have flying, so they're better. And then Verdant Force, that's our last card, just giant card we get out once we generate a ton of mana with our commander, and then just create a ton of tokens. So yeah, that is my Grand Warlord Radha deck.